Cool. Fateful by Cassandra Claudia Gray. I'm really good at reading, as you can tell by all the books I have definitely read before. The classic story of star-crossed lovers aboard the Titanic, one of them in first class, one of them in third class. I wonder if anyone's ever done anything like that before. Will their love survive the doomed voyage? Also, there are werewolves. And the book, it does do a pretty good job of not making the story about the sinking. Like, the boat doesn't hit the iceberg until like the last 30 pages. So most of the story, it's just like, it just uses the Titanic as a setting. And then the eventual sinking is sort of this back of your head, oh no, what's gonna happen sort of thing. So the majority of the story is just this love story. And also werewolves. But then my first thought going into this book was there wasn't a full moon the night the Titanic sank. Famously, there was next to no moon. That's why they couldn't see the iceberg, was because it was so dark. Well, this book created a new kind of werewolf where they transform every single night until they are initiated into this secretive society called the Brotherhood. How did the Brotherhood first form? How were they able to stop the nightly transformation? Who knows? But once they are initiated, they are able to transform at will, but are forced to on full moons. So whenever they want, but then also absolutely full moons. They can't get out of that one. So still technically werewolves. So our main character is a girl named Tess, a servant for a failing aristocratic family.
Our situation is precarious. You know the money's gone.
Of course I know it's gone.
Who happens to meet this young man of a rich family aboard the ship.
New money, obviously, but still a member of the club.
Unfortunately, at some point in the recent past, Alec was bitten by a werewolf, and he is trying to outrun another werewolf who happens to be on this ship, whose name is Mikhail? And Mikhail is trying to get Alec to join the Brotherhood so the Brotherhood can have access to his family's wealth. Meanwhile, Mikhail is trying to get into the good graces of the family that Tess works for because they happen to be in possession of this object that the Brotherhood really, really wants. He knows they've brought it aboard the ship, so let's see what's inside the lockbox that they have brought. It's a mishmash of fine metalware. Gold and silver and bronze, candlesticks, jewelry, an ancient dagger with a peculiar asymmetrical design scratched onto it, and a few old coins. I wonder what it is. Obviously, it's the candlesticks, and Tess worries for the next few dozen pages, oh no, he's gonna get the candlesticks. But like I said, the majority of this book is about the love story and then the insane amounts of soap opera level dramas that's going on with the family that she works for. And I have my script, I wrote almost a whole page of all the nonsense relationships that the family is going through with who impregnated who and whose bastard is. And then I was like, you know what? I've watched Downton Abbey enough. I don't need to regale you with all this Edwardian drama that doesn't really matter. I would rather just watch Downton Abbey again. I'm going to go watch Downton Abbey again. But Alec does eventually go through the process to get initiated into the Brotherhood after Mikhail releases him onto the ship one night and he kills a man. But of course he does have a way to get around the control that the Brotherhood would have had over him by wearing a silver bracelet during the initiation process. So this is what keeps him human during the sinking, so he and Tess are able to say their final goodbyes before he literally throws her into one of the lifeboats. And then a couple weeks later in Canada, Tess is contacted to help identify Alec's body from the ones that they pulled from the water. And then she finds not only him, but Mikhail too. And so we get, in the middle of this church auditorium or whatever, more werewolf nonsense. Still believing that Alec had been successfully initiated, Michelangelo orders Alec to kill Tess. And of course, he actually does follow the order because the silver bracelet thing didn't work anyway, so why bring it up? Stakes, tension, I guess, whatever. But then with a dose of that good old-fashioned, I know you're still in there, Alec turns around and stabs Macklemore with the knife. Deciding to fake his death via the ship sinking, Alec and Tess run away together into the sunset. Lycanthropy be damned. Opinions. I mean, this was a perfectly fine YA love story novel thing. You get enough Titanic hijinks to satisfy an annoying nerd like me. The author made the interesting choice to have everyone is an original character, even including Tess's roommate. She has a small love arc with one of the commanding officers who's like the seventh, but the Titanic didn't have a seventh commanding officer, so completely original character. But Thomas Andrews has like a very brief cameo. He has like 4 lines where he's like, hey guys, maybe don't argue with each other, and everyone's like, okay, thank you. Anyway, I give it a solid 2.5. All right, next book.